everybody, I'm Sonam and I welcome you back to yet another session of Lafit Lighting Expert Tip Series, wherein we get in touch with the experts from the architectural world and they tell us about how to select and how to guide the regular laymen or people like us on how to have a great home and great office setup. So, firstly, Mr. Hussain, thank you so much for giving us the time in these current scenarios. Any changes that you've noticed when it comes to, say, the architectural world going through a transformation?
Huge transformation. There's a lot of awareness worldwide with the advent of internet and the various mediums that we can connect. So the overall scenario is changing. Going back bang on into your product, that is Lafit, and the lighting technology that is now associated with the architectural fraternity. It's a huge synergy. It's a good synergy. It has come to a point where architects are now employing or wanting to employ or having on their panel guys who are masters in lighting technology, who can guide us, because a lot of detailing that we as architects design can be highlighted with good lighting, correct lighting. Also in terms of cost, in terms of beautifying the place. So you need a good synergy. That's where these lighting engineers come. So it's a good thing, and it's mood, because if you see most of the buildings today, even when they're under construction, they put up lights, and it really gives a good feel. They want to accentuate certain details, and it really helps.
DCA has been a very renowned firm.
Yes.
People in Mumbai know a lot about your kind of designing, your kind of architecture. What inspires you to get into these architectural formats?
So we are a 30-year-old company. Basically, I passed out in '92, worked for about maybe about 6 months or something, and then we branched off into our own setup. When we started off our practice, we were into a lot of minimalism, which was not the trend then. We won a couple of awards. I remember back then in '94, '95 when we won our first award, and it was printed. It was like the article said minimum design. So back then what happened was that was not the trend, but probably that's what we liked, and we tried to always push that. Back then we had a lot of resistance, because if an architect did a straight job with straight lines, the client would feel, what has he done? What is the value add? Less is more concept was never there. If you tell anybody, what do you mean by less is more? It's like the less you clutter, the more the space.
Right.
And now I believe it's becoming a trend, and it's there. So that has been our philosophy. We have not really changed it. We have yet gone by that. And no matter what resistance we had from our clients, but today I think so minimalism in terms of lighting, in terms of materials, in terms of other products, they all are going into the minimalistic way. So everybody wants an open office, to the extent that now they want to even expose the ceiling. The ducts can be seen. It's all becoming all design oriented. Right. We have kept this minimalism going, and we will keep on living
it. I mean, even your office speaks of that. I can see like plain textured walls and lightings that are like focusing on the important things.
Yes, yeah.
A mood board over here.
So that mood board is specifically materials that we like.
Samples,
yeah, what we like. Oh. And this one on this side is for the clients.
Okay. So whatever clients have chosen the selected
so what we do is we display that there when we have to give them a mood board. But this doesn't change.
Your design is based on the lighting, or your lighting is based on the design? How is it?
The first thing is that I have to consider lighting before, because I have to do the wiring accordingly. Right. Of course, nowadays with things going into automation and Wi-Fi and all, it helps.
True.
But you've got to do your basic wiring. So you have to have the lighting in place while you are designing. So I have to know that, okay, this is first is your task light, which is the most important. The other lights that come where I'm going to create some, where I want to accentuate a feature and all, may probably come secondary, but it is very important, because that's mood lighting.
Yeah.
It's as important as your task light, because today when you're working, you don't want to, like back in the days you had one light, okay, you have the, tube light and period. You do your work and go. So obviously you have to have your lighting in place while you're designing. It's never two separate subjects. The subjects go together and then you get a good product. So it's paramount.
And you have, I believe, used Lafit products before. You've used it even in your office.
Yes, of course.
How has your experience been?
Always good. See, Lafit was a product which, what I initially remember, even in my old office, it was a product which was well within the budget. It never went out of the pocket, and it was always affordable. With the advent of the other lighting technologies that has now come into picture, they have grown as well. And what we have done is we have taken that product and we have kept it in our own office so that we can share it with our clients. We can, because my office is also a kind of
Experience center.
it's an experience center. So we thought that why not create a complete experience, even in terms of furniture, what we have. If you have a look around my office, you'll find a lot of different furniture that we like. So when my client comes, whether there are some figurines, there are some arches, textures, the materials that we like, the detailing that we look at. Of course, it's not necessary that all clients are going to really like it because it's a very personal taste. But yeah, we do try to create an atmosphere where the client is convinced that he's in safe hands. Because we have had clients who have come back here and told us that thank you for inviting us to your office, because this is not a conventional office.
True.
If you have a look around, if you look at my office at a 1.2 meter level, everything is straight lines.
Yeah.
Actually, everything is straight line. The entire drama starts above the door height. When we design the office, we will keep the basics very clean because we like to have a clean, straight, minimalistic office.
What goes into, like, when you are designing a place, be it residential or commercial also for that matter, like what aspects do you think of, like?
The budget. For everything. Everything revolves around the budget. See, I can go on, like what they always say, the more sugar you add, the sweeter it gets.
Yeah.
But you can't take it to a point of diabetes, because when I say diabetes, you can't do so much of, you can't add so much and make a full jumble out of it.
Right.
So basically it is controlled by the client. We have some pet materials we like to use. Some of them are expensive, some of them are not so expensive, and we try to create a blend. Because the most important thing is that when I'm doing a commercial project, definitely I have to stick to a budget. I'm given a budget.
Yeah.
Now working within the budget and trying to sometimes create something different becomes difficult.
The entire trends have been changing. Even like pre-lockdown, post-lockdown also things have like changed quite a lot.
Correct.
What is the most interesting change that you've seen, like,
I think so. The visuals. What happens is that we are able to convince the client because of the visuals that we can provide. See, it's very difficult for me to explain to a client in 2D.
Yeah.
The moment I explain in 3D, he's convinced.
They can imagine.
And then there is always a document that he can refer to and I can refer to. Is this is what I showed you, this is what you got.
Yeah.
So we sign off on that.
Oh.
So everybody is at ease. So I think so that has changed. Again, in the 3D, the lighting plays a very important part, because if I have to, I can't fudge on it. If I have to put the light, I have to put the correct light.
Any message that you would want to give to the viewers and your clients when it comes to, say, how should they go about with planning and design?
I think so. They should trust the architect. The first important thing is, while appointing an architect, I think so they all do it. You do your due diligence.
Yeah.
And after you do your due diligence, please let him do what he wants to do, because you have already checked.
Yes.
It's like buying a product, right? You decide that you want to buy a product. So think that architect is a product, and you have gone surveyed it, and now you know that this is the product. Yeah. And now you don't interfere with that product. Let it run, because you have chosen the product and it will give you that output.
And sir, if anything you want to say, highlight about Lafit to the viewers and to your clients.
See, Lafit as a company is one of the companies that we patronize, apart from other companies, of course. Sometimes we have to also take the preference of the client. Yeah. It's a value for money product, and in today's time, I think so that is the most suited. You can get very expensive. You have lights from and so on and so forth, and we've used it. It's a good blend. It's a blend of good lights. I wouldn't use Lafit in my own office if it wasn't a good one. So I think so that goes to sum it up. And I've used it at a space where I take my clients, because I always take my clients to my cafeteria.
Yeah.
I don't serve tea in the boardroom or in the conference room. So I ensure that they have a look at everything, and the very fact, like I just said, that it's testimony enough that I've used it in my own office.